Good evening, everyone. Welcome to League of Leaders. We have Hot Topic Tuesday tonight. I'm Zach Sutty. We have Al Fragnoli, and we're excited to talk about the glass ceiling shattering news of Kim Ng being hired as general manager for the Miami Marlins. Some exciting news coming out of Major League Baseball and actually all of professional sports. So Al, I know you had an opportunity to watch the press conference. She had some fantastic things to say. What are your takeaways and what are your thoughts on this pretty exciting news?
Yeah, Zach, definitely very, very exciting news. This is huge. This is a big deal. It's awesome. 2020, we've finally got some advancements here. And as you mentioned, the first female to be a general manager for not just a baseball team, but any professional sports team out of the four major professional sports team organizations in North America. So this is definitely huge news. Very exciting. I think gives a lot of people, hope. That there's good things to come. This is awesome to see females rise through the ranks and to see this kind of announcement come yesterday. And today's her birthday, so what a great birthday present for her, I'm sure. But I did watch the press conference. She mentioned a couple key things that I thought are really, really critical. She said that if you work hard, if you persevere, if you're driven, and if you never quit, your dream will come true. And I think that's a powerful message to give to people out there. So, it's important that we work hard. We love what we do, chase our dream with everything that we have, and we persevere. Just never, ever, ever give up. Don't quit, and good things will happen. So I think this is exciting news for the baseball world and for the entire sports world. What a huge, huge moment for Major League Baseball. So this is definitely very exciting. She's been in Major League Baseball for, I think, close to 32 years now. I think her first job was an intern with the White Sox in 1990. She spent time with the Dodgers and the Yankees. She's been an assistant GM. She's worked in the commissioner's office. So she's got a great resume, got a ton of experience. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people cheering for her and cheering for the Miami Marlins moving forward. Zach, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, first, I think what took so long. It's fantastic news, but it's a shame it took this long. If you look at her resume, if she was a male, honestly, I think she would have been hired and fired 3 times by now as general manager. Her experience is amazing. She should have had this opportunity years ago. But I'm glad it's come now. I'm glad it happened for her, and I'm looking forward to hopefully her having much success in Miami. And I think that's what's going to be exciting. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Zach, we'll stick with baseball here. We'll talk all baseball tonight. Another big topic that just came out a couple hours ago is that Theo Epstein, president of baseball operations for the past 9 years, is stepping down from the Chicago Cubs. So, what are your thoughts on this? A little surprised? Did you kind of maybe see it coming? What are your thoughts?
For me, it was a surprise. 9 years came and went pretty quick. I can't believe he's been with the Cubs that long. It seems like just yesterday he was the youngest GM in Major League Baseball, and now we've had a couple hires younger than him even when he started. So he's had some success there. It's surprising that it's come, but after hearing some of the statements that came out of Chicago, specifically from Theo himself, it makes sense. I think it completely makes sense for him to step down and resign. But looking forward to see what he does in the future. But I would say, even though it was unexpected and a surprise to me, anything in this COVID world is not a surprise. I think people kind of reassess things. I'm sure, and I think it was mentioned, some difficult decisions are going to be made for the future of the team, of the organization. And sometimes, if, as you said, if he wasn't going to be there long term, how can he make decisions this year to, that are going to affect the organization for years to come? So I think that was, the guy's got integrity, I think, to put the organization first before his last season. As he said, it was his last season. So Um, what are your thoughts on Theo and the sudden departure or sudden resignation?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on board with everything you just said right there, Zach. I was kind of caught off guard, a little bit surprised, but then when he spoke, when he had a press conference, it did make sense. He, as you mentioned, he said that it was very apparent that this summer, during the season, that there's going to be some long-term decisions that the organization had to make, and he thought it was unfair for somebody who, such as himself, who only planned to be there one more year next year, to make those sort of decisions. I think it does show that he's got very high character, very strong integrity there, to just step away. And then they announced that the general manager, Jed Hoyer, would be taken over and promoted as in Theo's spot there. So, yes, surprised, but once he spoke with what he said, I think it showed his character. And as you mentioned, him being a young guy, he's only 46 years old. Seems like he's been in baseball forever. He probably really has. Let's be real. He spent a lot of time with the Boston Red Sox, won 2 World Series, I believe, there. Finally brought a World Series title back to Chicago. His resume speaks for itself. He's probably going to step away for a year, in my opinion, sit out the 2021 season, reevaluate his life situation, his family life, his personal goals and career goals that he has. And then he's going to jump on with another organization probably in the 2022 year, in my opinion. I mean, we're going to be hearing the name Theo Epstein, I think, very soon.
How do you think he'll take an opportunity in another organization in a lesser role? Or do you think he's going to take the time off and come back as GM? Or do you think take some time off and come back in a lesser role? Or do you think he'll still want to be involved in baseball throughout the 2021 season and maybe just take a lesser role of in an organization?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't see him, becoming an assistant GM anywhere. I don't see something like that happening. I think he's going to be a general manager or a president somewhere for baseball operations department. Maybe he ends up in the league offices, in New York City there, working for the commissioner's office. You never know. Again, he's got an extensive background in baseball, and I think he's going to be able to pretty much name his role wherever he wants to go. Maybe he's got a law background too, I believe, from college. So, maybe he does end up in the commissioner's office doing some legal work for Major League Baseball. But it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what he does, and taking a year off, see how he assesses what's important to him, and I think a lot of people want to see what revenue they can generate during next season. I mean, it's going to be a tough year for GMs.
It most certainly is. Most certainly is. I just read something earlier that the Tampa Bay Lightning laid off 30 people. So, this COVID crisis has definitely hit the sports world. It's hit so many different industries, and it is going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward, and how organizations and teams are going to be able to generate revenue. So, it is going to be interesting, and only time will tell where Theo ends up. But I do think that we're going to hear his name again, and he's going to be bouncing back into the baseball world real soon here.
Yeah. And now I do want to say, we do have some followers on LinkedIn, and there are a lot of those in the sports industries that have lost their jobs due to COVID. And if there is an organization out there doing any hiring, they should consider anyone who has experience in professional sports, minor league sports in general, because that is one industry that there is no shortage of strong work ethics, good character, people who are passionate. And right now their industry is suffering. So if you have an industry that is hiring, and you have an applicant that comes across your desk that has some sports related experience, promise you if you give them a call, have a conversation with them, they'll impress you. So just a disclaimer to some of our folks in the sports world that definitely hopefully will land on their feet very soon. May not be in the sports industry right away, but there's other industries that are hiring. So give them a shot, because they're some of the hardest working people I've ever met.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more on that. There's a lot of guests that we've had on our Sunday morning podcast that are some of the hardest working people that we've ever met. So I couldn't agree with you more that the sports industry is hurting right now, but they are loaded with people that are passionate, driven, and hardworking individuals that are going to be eager for any opportunity that's available. So great point there, Zach. But that about wraps it up for Hot Topic Tuesday. We wanted to chat baseball, obviously, and stick with all the good news coming out of the baseball world. I don't know if Theo Epstein leaving is good news, but he'll be back soon. We know that, and just wonderful to see that there is finally female leadership, and there's a female that is going to be the general manager. That is the general manager of a Major League Baseball team. So wonderful news from the sports world and from the baseball community this week. So we look forward to seeing everybody this coming Sunday. And we hope you join us next week on Hot Topic Tuesday as well. Thank you.